Hey everyone, Sebastian here. Welcome to a late night after dark special. Special? Something? Maybe? A little bit? Good to have you here. Just a little casual, relax, wind down while we paint some miniatures, talk about D&D, maybe just shoot the breeze, talk about anything that's on our mind, dad stuff, that's been going on a lot today. And yeah, maybe even talk about the recent live play that we've had on the channel. Huge thanks to anyone who's been subscribing to the channel, especially to my patrons. You've been wonder, especially in the Discord. It's been great chatting to you about all the little things that we have been going on and planning for upcoming things that are happening on the channel. If you want to be a part of that, there is a Patreon as well, so feel free to subscribe. A huge shout out to Luke Mansberger, Chris Andrus, and Charisma on Command at our Seeker tier. Thank you so much for your contributions. It helps support the channel and make this some more fun adventure for more live plays, more episodes coming up. Oh boy, it has been a busy whirlwind. I gotta say, it's just a big breath of relief to get through that live play in the end. So I'm not sure if you've caught it, but recently on the channel we had a Halloween live play for D&D. We had some fantastic players joining us for the stream. We had Colin from the Crazy Crafter, Danny from 3D Printed Tabletop, Travis from RPG Music Maker, and Leif from Devs and Dice. All fantastic players doing fantastic voices, and it was a lot of fun. If you haven't seen that, it's a good one to check out. That's on the channel as well. It should be one of the most recent videos. Tonight, it's just a little kind of casual, a little paint up, get things going. I've got another live play on the way. I haven't announced anything yet, but it's going to be. I have the setting kind of idea. I've got players in the wind, but we'll have more announcements in future weeks. And if you don't want to miss out on any future announcements, make sure to subscribe to the channel or hit that bell icon to see if anything pops up on the radar. It's good to have just a little whispers from all set about stuff that's coming in the wind. But another one that's good to kind of tune into is also my Instagram. I show a lot of behind the scenes sometimes, everything as well. So enough of that. Let's just get into it. I have a lot of gray here. A lot of gray on my desktop. Let's switch the camera. Lockie Tinfoil, welcome. Great to have you here. Fantastic to have you here joining us on the channel. Just as we're gonna get into it, have a nice little relaxed sip. I don't have tea in this mug. It's scotch. But I am pairing it with a beautiful the rest of this chomp. I don't know if a lot of you have chomps where you're from, America or something. It sounds like we're listening to the Incredible soundtrack, but we're not. It's some kind of thing of Artlist or something. Probably gonna get demonetized to all hell with this thing, but I don't care because I kind of like it. I like The Incredibles. You guys know I work as a character animator for a living, so that's kind of where I have a lot of the animation chops, I guess. Yeah. So let's get into it. It's been a while, guys. I'm feeling a little rusty here. I'm gonna have to switch the cameras and stuff. Let's see. We got the chomp going. We've got a little bit of paper towel. We can get rid of that. That's for just cleaning up my brush. You know, I probably am gonna need that actually for all the tears. Keep that aside. And I am working on this beastie guy here. Whoa. Let's see if we can get a little closer here. I do have another camera closer up. I'm just priming him out at the moment. I had him pre-primed already. This is just from Reapers, I think. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer here. Whoa, that's too close. Maybe while the stream's still young, I can fix up some of the settings that I've had some problems with. I'm going to switch to the other camera while I'm getting into that. Let's see, little streaming teething problems here. That's all right. We can change these things on the fly. How's everyone going? It's fantastic. It's evening for me, late evening. Almost getting close to 11 as I'm going to start painting this guy. I got a whole bunch of these townsfolk as well. I was showing those in a second. I'm going to be trying a whole different types of paints, I guess. I've got contrast paints that I might kind of break out just to get a speed run through some of these things, because I just want to slap some colors on these things as quickly as possible. Let's see. What was I doing? I was trying to fix up the autofocus on this camera. Let's see. Okay. Yes, at the moment, its current setting is blurry. I will set it to non-blurry. There we go. That's a lot better. Now we can see that we have the chomp in 2 different angles. 1, camera 2. There we go. If you guys don't want to miss out on my reactions to eating the chomp, there should be follow-through videos, reaction videos later in the week. I'm just kidding. It's just a little snack here. There's only half left. Saving that for later. But yeah, at the moment, just throwing some primer on this guy, just because I had primed him with some rattle primer, and it was still a little bit of that glossy. I'm getting in the habit of using actual primer, like out of the bottle primer. I'm kind of now a bit more partial to the brush-on primer. Although I did buy a whole thing of primer, and I think this is for an airbrush, I believe. Yeah, I think this is an airbrush primer. It's quite thin, so might try that in the future. Maybe not on this stream, but I am now kind of using proper primer as opposed to just like on the store rattle primer, which is good. Is he gonna eat the chomp or not? That's the real question. I am. Spoilers. Oh, you gotta savor it though. You gotta romance it a little. I'm just gonna get a little bit of primer on this guy, wherever it's the most sheeny, I think. Probably could have spent a little bit more time getting some of those mold lines off, but that's not how I roll. I'm going for speed. I'm gonna get this guy sorted, this guy painted. I'm definitely not one of those miniature painters that is for. I mean, I definitely see some of those miniature painters where it's like microscopic, where they have those tiny little lens cameras, and you see all like the pixel perfect shading and stuff. No, I'm just getting this table ready. So table ready, you only need to see it from like 2 or 3 feet away. Although I do a lot of close-up photography on the channel now, so maybe I should take a bit more care. Well, we'll see. We'll see if that comes back to bite me. Anyway, this guy, I'm pretty all right with monsters, I think. Oh, there's some kind of flakiness happening here. What is that? Get the tweezers there. Let's see. See if I can pluck that out there. Something going on. Oh, this must have been when I was cleaning up some of the mold lines. Didn't quite get all of it. There we go. Got it. Alright, let's just get a little bit more primer on these ones, and I'm going to pull out some of the townsfolk I'm going to have in the backgrounds. I'll show those in a second. These are all... This is Reaper Bones, and we've got some townsfolk from... I can't remember. Rocket Pig? I want to say... No, that's wrong. It's not Rocket Pig. It's not Rocket Pig Games. I'm going to have to look that up. I can't remember where I printed them from. Support-free townsfolk and everything. So a lot of fun to just fill up a build plate with those babies. Okay, let's get this gray on. Slop it on there and then let that dry. Okay, I think that's about good. I don't even know what this guy is. You ever get like a monster and there's no stat block or anything, it's just... You just like, it's a cool monster. I don't know what it does, it's just, it looks cool. I think it'll look cool in a fight, like, or something. This guy has like some weird feathery kind of plumage and stuff, so... Yeah, definitely interested to see where this guy goes. I'm just gonna throw a bit more primer on him, just get some of those sheeny parts down. I saw that Critical Role started a new campaign. I haven't even caught up with the second campaign. I finished the first one. Yeah, that second one, I couldn't... I think I got 100 episodes in, which is not a bad stretch. I think I just somehow fell off for a while. Alright, that'll do that guy for now. This guy looks like he would be a blue or something. Yeah, I think like maybe some... Ooh. See if we can get some autofocus on there. Yeah, maybe some bluish plumage. I'll kind of follow this guy like a jungle guy. Maybe some bluey, purpley kind of stuff. That's gonna be fun. I actually am looking forward to painting this guy. Might we'll just let that primer dry. The primer dries super fast, so we won't be waiting too long. Just gonna dunk that pot. Don't need that anymore. Alright, now we can show off some of these townsfolk that I had planned. You never have too many townsfolk, I think. Maybe it's time to take a little chomp of this chomp. It's a good candy bar. I wonder if it's a good pairing with the scotch. It's not bad. It's not a bad pairing. What else we got? Alright, we don't need the primer anymore. We got some of these townsfolk here. We got a whole slew of them. I had a couple already painted. We've got seated ones. We've got standing ones. Ooh, it's kind of like, where do you start? I've already started putting like the skin tones on them. I was just trying to see if I had ones already made. But yeah, maybe I'll start going through. I'm just gonna grab these guys, all of them. So these are all 3D printed from the Anycubic photon behind me. Can you see him? There he is. Say hi, buddy. Hi. All right, there we got some paint and stuff, brushes. We're ready to go with these guys. Maybe a wet palette would be good, or something. Wet palettes. Okay, let's see. We got these guys. Wow, look, I haven't looked at this wet palette for a while. Is it going to be bad or good? What's going on in here? That's not too bad. I've seen worse. It's kind of a mucky mess, but still kind of damp. That's good. I don't like it when the wet palette gets too wet. Okay. I've got the wet palette ready to go. I'm just kind of now where to start. Should I just start hitting these guys with contrast paints, or this guy's that's a hero there. Was this primer already dry? Nope, still drying. We're almost there. Okay, maybe I'll just warm up with some contrast paints on these guys and see how we go. So won't need the wet palette right yet. We'll keep that chomp handy though. We want that ready to go. And we want the rest of that guy. That's right. It's a monster chew, guys. Need that. Alright. So, what I'm going to start with... Maybe I'll just grab some of this green here. Now, we just primed it all like a medium grey. So, I'm just going to see... I've got contrast militarium green. Whatever that is. Militarium... Some kind of green. Is that it? Militarium. I don't know about these colors. If you're curious about the merch here, we've got a merch store. not a lot of people know that, but there's a Teespring store. You can find links in the description. Check that kind of stuff out. See any kind of purchase through there. Help out the channel. Spread the word about Atmoseeker. And I'm trying to keep the designs kind of tasteful. So this one's just like one of your little hoodies. You got a little Atmos eye there. Kind of fun. All right, so we're just gonna get going with some of this. Let's see. Kind of digging this. There was a hunter guy around here. Here we go. Maybe I'll use some like green on this guy or something. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Some kind of green. Okay. I might truck this guy up on the stand while I'm working on him. Now here's the question: do you batch? Like I'm not a complicated, experienced batch painter. Do you just like pick a color and just like go through the whole thing, hit everything, or do you just kind of like, I'm gonna go mini by mini? I don't know if you got any ideas. I mean, I like to see a finished thing. Maybe it's like a preference people have. Let's see how this guy goes. Let's see if I can get that focus a bit better. Alright, that should keep it in focus now. Yeah, like magic. Alright, well, let's see how we go with the green here. Didn't know how thick you meant to go with these. Oh man, I haven't done any of the skin tones on this guy. Rookie mistake here. That green's alright though. I wonder if it's got a bit too heavy here. I guess I'm just trying to do this guy in one go. I don't mind contrast paints. It's a good fast way of getting color in there without having to do too many layers. Kind of have to be pretty precise though. Let me guys, if you know, you can't see anything. I do have the other camera too, if you want to get a little bit of action camera. Oh man, you gotta have that camera super close to it though. This is more like the chomp cam. I'm trying to get it in focus. This is like Stream 1 problems here. Keeps focusing on the background. You gotta go manual there, Seb, with this one. Oh man. Oh. I can clean that up here. Process. Focus. Okay. Alright, that should keep it more or less in focus. Okay. Switch gears to that monster soon too. Now I'm curious, like, should I go hit it with the contrast paints, or should I go classic? I think I'm gonna go, especially with like bigger pieces, with like blends and stuff, trying to go through different types of colors and stuff. Might be better to use traditional kind of painting techniques. And just like that, you have that jacket. You have the jacket painted. It's not too bad. Okay. Oh, there's more to his jacket. There's more down there. Ooh, I'll be going a bit heavy with this. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's the thing, isn't it? Contrast paints, you got to kind of really color within the lines. Okay, well, that took a long time to just get his jacket green. I guess you can't really rush these kind of things, eh? Lost the music. Must have gotten to the end of the album. Oh. Alright, we got his jacket covered. Maybe we could get that fur in. Maybe he's... You know what? I should get the skin. There was a... It's quite... Yeah, actually quite like the contrast paints for flesh. It does quite a good job. I've got 2 tones of flesh here. And I'm not sure what's the difference. We've got... What's that? What's that say? That says... Contrast... Fire Slayer flesh, and then I've got Gilman's flesh, whatever that is. Yeah, I think one's redder than the other, and I can't remember because they look exactly the same from the bottle. I think in hindsight, I would just get one flesh tone. One must be redder or something, I'm just not... Fire Slayer flesh, that sounds red. I think I want red. Although just like looking at the bottles, it's kind of hard to tell. They kind of look the same. I could test it out. Just pour the whole thing out. Let's see what's going on there. Alright, so that's brownish. And then we have another one that's darker. So, yeah, okay, so the Fire Slayer flesh, if you're keeping score at home, is darker. So I think that's more of a dark skin kind of tone. So maybe I'll lose that one. And I'm gonna use the Gilliman's flesh. Gwilliman? Some weird names. Okay. Just use that. It's all just a big question of whether you spill it or not. This whole pot. Keep that far away from me. As far away as possible. Ugh! That's not too bad. Okay. Hands. No, well, now this looks a bit more browner. Oh man, I don't know what I'm doing. Don't tell anyone. This will be a secret. Have a little close up and see how he's going. Oh man, it looks like he's got the old blood eye. Chomp versus Curly Whirly. Now that is the kind of questions I want on live stream. Chomp versus Curly Whirly. Oh, that's a tough one. Oh man, look, to be honest, I haven't had a Curly Whirly for a long time. But if I had to choose, if my life depended on it, it'd be Curly Whirly all the way, I think. Got to get that chew. I think it's got a harsher chew on the Curly Whirly. Thanks for joining the stream, Corey. Nice to have you here. We're just painting some little men, getting some of this grey off. Yeah. Precision. There we go. Precision. Look at this little guy. What about yourself, Corey? Curly Whirly or a chomp? These sounds like I'm not sure how often these kind of candy bars they translate. These are Australian candy bars. Are you Australia? I feel like you're Australia, UK, something. If you know Curly Whirly and Chomp, I feel like there's a little bit of a bridge connection with the Australia and UK, that kind of like those kind of things. Let's see. We've got hands gone. Gotta get that fur going. Maybe I should get a little. Could be black fur. Could be grey fur. I don't know. We've got that leather belt. He's got grey hair. So many questions. You know what? Let's screw it. I'm gonna do the boots. Yes. Welcome. It's late night. Late night to kind of tune in. But I mean, if you're anything like me, if you're a dad doing dad stuff all day, this is the time to do this kind of stuff. Cheers to dads all across the world, keeping it real, taking care of the kids. Let's do this. Got this. I don't know what I'm going to use these little men for, but these are fantastic for, like, I want to get some crowds going for some shots, some scenes and stuff. If you managed to watch the live play game that we had recently on the channel, a lot of the things I do with the video backgrounds or the little cutscenes and stuff, I like to pre-film those, so it would be great to have lots of little extras I can throw in the background here and there. So that's kind of the thought with painting a lot of these guys. 100% dad by day, mini painter by night. Oh, respect to you, buddy. Yeah, let's dad it up tonight. You painting anything, buddy? I'm just slamming on the contrast paints right now, so I'm not sure if you can 100% call that painting. I am using a brush, so that's got to count for something. I'm gonna take another delicious bite of this chomp. Not a Curly Whirly. Oh, it's the final bite. Rip. I can get those whiskers going. Yes. Give me your greys, old man. Maybe I should have gone in dark hair for this guy. No, this guy kind of strikes me as a, like, grizzled ranger kind of guy. Little grey in years. Bitter. Has endured a few bitter winters. That's what this guy's about. Got a pile of fiends for Descent to the Avernus game coming up. Oh boy. That sounds hot. That's, yeah, man, I would be down on a Descent in the Avernus game. I've read a couple of chapters and stuff, and it's just kind of I like the setting's quite exciting. Is this a fresh campaign you guys going into it, or have you guys been playing for a while? We can switch the view here. I'm just trying out all the contrast paints here. What do we got? What are we trying now? We got Dunes. Just like the movie. Has that movie come out yet? I'm not sure. I've watched the original recently. Gotta keep that. Gotta get that spice. Next one after the current wraps up. Whoa. So you guys are getting close to the end. Next one after the current wraps up. 2 sessions left. Wow. That's super exciting. Yeah, you gotta have all those fiends ready to go. Easy there, Zeb. Just get that paint in there. Not too heavy. I got it. Okay. I just painted his crotch. Is this guy like a noble or something? I kind of pictured him as more of a hunter guy. Watch out for those shakes. Here we go. That's a bit heavy in there. Just trying to thin that out a little. Fiends. Yeah, now you got me wanting to run something in that setting. We are doing a whole bunch of live plays on the channel. I'm trying to do all different types of locales, locations. The next one coming up is going to be Forest. It's going to be a little tease of what we got. It's going to be based off Symbaroum, the Swedish RPG, Swedish RPG. So it's only going to be set in the forests of Davokar. So it should be a little bit exciting, a little bit of a almost like old fairy tale kind of twist to things. But we're just like hideous monsters and old lore and stuff. I've got a little bit of the lore down for the Symbaroum stuff. So we're gonna have some fresh players, some fresh faces. I won't announce anything yet, but yeah, there should be more announcements getting closer to the date. It should be live streaming. I'm aiming for the end of every month that we'll do a live play. The large scale plan is to have some adjoining content with that stuff. So I do have another video coming out that will fit within that environment. Some little piece of dynamic terrain. Just it's a fun one. It's been a while since I've put a video out on the channel. don't think I haven't noticed. It's been busy going. Like a lot of the work behind that last live play, that was a lot of the groundwork. So that was so huge thanks to everyone who's been subscribed to the channel, especially my patrons who've been immensely helpful, and just like even just in the Discord, just bouncing off ideas about things, showing early layouts of like how I was going to kind of lay out the stream, trying to wrestle around all the technical issues that I had in that last live play. It's definitely a lot of room for optimization, making things better, making things smoother. I think there was a lot of I had a few hitches once I finally got that feed from the Discord call in there. It took up some processing power, I'll tell you that. So it'll be good now that I've kind of learned a couple of things from doing that live play once. It'll just get better. It'll get smoother. I'll get less nervous doing it, and we'll have more of these things. If that's the type of thing you guys are interested in watching, feel free to subscribe to check them out. I feel like I've done this a few too many times, this whole subscribing thing. I'm going to stop now. It's a little gross. There we go. Alright, well, I am working on this guy, but we are in the studio. I just spent the whole day kind of cleaning things up from a game that I had on the weekend where we played some Dragon of Icespire Peak. We've been playing that game for about a year now, on and off because of the pandemic. The boys who are in that group, they don't like to do online, so when we went into like severe lockdown, it was a lot of waiting until things kind of freed up again, and then we came back. We had some people we had the hybrid where one of the players was still calling in, but we had most of the people in here, so there was a big mess of terrain and snacks everywhere, especially because we had a lot of the video equipment and everything. But that's kind of where the setup is now. Whoa, let's just switch to that. So there's a few like additions that we're adding to these things. We've got some I'm trying out some new things with smart bulbs, and I'm completely cheaping out on a few things too, where it's just like, I'm gonna try these E-light bulbs and these Meros bulbs. It's like, whereas usually it probably should just go straight Hue just to kind of keep it all in the same ecosystem. But I want to try some of the cheaper alternatives just to see like if I can get some of those things working. And you can get it all working. It just takes a little bit more to kind of like work around some of those the different, just to get everything kind of talking to each other. But especially with the Stream Deck that I have here, it's you can fire off all those commands with some macro stuff. So yeah, it takes a bit more work to kind of get working. They get all those different lights talking to each other, but yeah, it's really how those kind of worked in the last session that I had on Saturday. It was. Yeah, so basically, for the next live play, I'm going to try and rely less on green screen stuff. So that was a little bit too CPU intensive. So it'll be a lot more of using actual backgrounds and maybe a couple more cameras to show different kind of points of view. Because I noticed that even though I had that wide camera view of the table, and that was a video element that had some key green screen elements, it didn't move that much. So I probably could get away with like a static image, or I was thinking of actually just having almost like, if we're looking at the screen now, like half of this screen would be kind of a green screen, like almost like a DM screen backdrop, I guess, of like if we're doing a forest kind of thing. it would be just forest from the screen down, maybe with like a miniature perspective level, so you'd have like the little guys, and then maybe players and GMs and stuff across the top. So yeah, I'm just trying out different layouts and stuff, see what works. So it's a work in progress to kind of get this stuff going, but I'm having a lot of fun, especially with the live plays. All right, I think I'm done with Dunes. That's the other thing. Running the game and running the stream at the same time is not easy, because you have to be mindful of all the video elements, the camera elements, the technical elements. But you also, like, this is probably why not a lot of people do it, because you really need someone else managing the stream for a good part of it. And I was just kind of doing it myself. I'm trying to lean on a lot of the automation stuff that I do with the Stream Deck. Yeah, to kind of help be my second-hand man on that kind of stuff. Whoa, excuse me. Sorry about that. I'm back. Thank you very much for letting me know. Yeah, I was just saying that I think this guy's meant to be like a noble, but I'm painting him like some kind of grizzled hunter guy. Alright, now I'm not sure what color to paint this belt. I don't know. It looks like he's holding a loaf of bread. A poor man just holding the bread. Waiting. Oh, what's happened? Everything's gone super quiet. Oh boy. I think my computer's frozen up. I don't know. I just gotta refresh that. I think it was just the music page. They cut me off. You can't stop the signal, man. The signal always gets through. We're still streaming. Alright, I'll just try it. I'll start up something else. I've been listening to, what's his name? I've been listening to tabletop RPG music, Ian Fisher. So I'll be using some of his music for the upcoming live play. Is what I'm painting here for the upcoming live play in late November. Haven't got a specific time and date nailed down. We're thinking around November 30th, but extra townsfolk and stuff come in handy. Possibly could be used. We'll see closer to the day. I'll probably be filming a lot of video backgrounds in preparation for that. It would be good to live stream that kind of stuff. But yeah, the plan is to possibly use some of these guys. Let's see, what kind of color should be good for this belt? Blue's not good. I'm gonna go brown with leather, snakebite leather. But yeah, what we're listening to now is tabletop RPG music. Yes, tabletop RPG music. Ian Fisher. So he's got a Patreon as well. I am a big fan of Travis Savoy's music, the RPG music maker, but I'm going to be using a different composer for the upcoming live play, just because it is very kind of it's a different feel. So you don't have to stick with one composer. Heck, you can use both. You can multiple. Yes. Yes, more live plays. I'm hoping to do them once a month. Not the same people. So the aim is to have different creators every month. I'm queuing up guests for December. I have some guests already picked out for November. So there'll be more live plays happening on the channel where we get to use... they're mostly going to be one-shot type of adventures for different locales, locations, atmospheric lighting type of things, different music, composers. And it would be good to do some proper like lead up with live plays, live streams or stuff up to it, where I kind of show a bit more behind the scenes of the setup and stuff. Now that I have a bit more of the groundwork set for a lot of the live stream stuff that I created for the October live stream, so now we can just get into the fun stuff of making the stuff. So yeah, subscribe if you don't want to miss out on the November live play. Yeah, no specific time, or there will be announcements closer to the day. It might have some grizzled townsfolk in there. Who knows? We did have some peculiar townsfolk in the last one. I'd be curious if anyone had some favorite NPCs or characters. Just between you and me, I'm a Bragar fan. Leif was fantastic as the barbarian half-orc. So, I mean, I have, you know, I should make some little snippets of some of the stuff he did in the live play. It was a lot of fun. But they were all fantastic. Danny was fantastic as Fabino. Yeah, man, this snakebite leather really does get the leather going. Leathers in the nethers. Today's live stream is brought to you by Chomp. Delicious monster chew that everyone can appreciate. No, I'm just kidding about that. Let's go on now. If you were earlier in the stream, you would have seen me eat it. Spoilers, it was delicious. But I think we got more Curly Whirly fans in the audience. You see, it's a different... This composer's a little different because it's a bit more... Whereas Travis's music is more kind of like... It has like a kind of theme and score, and it's very kind of like... I'm not saying this isn't cinematic, but this one has more of an ambience kind of vibe to it. And I quite like that. I like both. Like, I like to have those cinematic, like, thematic kind of moments, but also sometimes I just like to have just the general kind of musical tone. So yeah, especially if I get some... It'll be a forest-based adventure. If you're familiar with Symbaroum, the is it by Free League? I should know this. It's based off that. So it's going to be D&D 5th edition, but using some of the lore associated with Cymberum, like the Forest of Davika, that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a forest setting. It's going to be probably, I think it's kind of a given that it'll probably have some horror elements to it, but we'll try to keep things lighthearted, kind of like what we did in the October live play. But if you can hear the music, and if I play some, let's see if we get some ambience going as well, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm just gonna look for. Got a lot of ambience on here. See, we kind of with the music sets a tone. One thing I have loved to do in games now lately, which I think adds a lot, especially to the physical presence of players in that world, is just use like a footprint sound effect. Do I have something on hand? Maybe I could find something. But basically, like if they're exploring or something. Let me see if I can pull it up. Basically, like footprints, kind of like they're walking. I find it really kind of helps create that sense of being in that world. I was just trying to see if I had something queued up. Just tossing right through the Stream Deck. Stream Deck is very handy. I think I need more buttons, so it's fine if you're just like running just the game. But oh boy, running the stream and the game at the same time has been interesting, because it's a lot of plates to juggle. I can show you what I'm working with here. We've got, this is the Stream Deck I'm working with. 15 buttons. You can set multiple pages and stuff on it, so it will fire off a whole bunch of, let's see, instance here. We've got the background there. I actually wonder if I've got stuff queued up. Oh, I don't have the stage lights on though. So there are stage lights turned on. No, they're not on. Liar! Liar! I was just trying to find some footsteps. I think I've got muddy footsteps on the live play. Let's see if I can find those. But I just find they kind of ground it pretty well. Let's play. Come on. Stream Deck. Let's play. Let's see. Here we go. We'll fire that off. Can you hear it? I don't think I can hear it, to be honest. I think the music's too loud. That's another thing. Just balancing levels of the music and the environment and stuff. Maybe if I lower down. I'm gonna lower the music too. Still going? It's just very quiet. See, that's why you gotta test your stuff, Seb. it's not even playing at all. My bad. Well, I think it's not quite working just because I haven't quite switched gears from streaming to live playing stuff. Let's just go back to the regular stream. Apologies for that. Should have got it working, but yeah. Anyway, the footstep sound effect that I got, I think it was just from tabletop audio. And it does a good job of grounding the players in that world, especially when they're doing like exploration type of stuff. The crunch of leaves as they're kind of walking around, and you kind of describe things as they're kind of walking around and looking for things. Especially if you can drop in a few sound effects like a branch breaking or a little splosh into the water. Helps kind of sell the magic a bit more. Little Atmo tips here. Alright, I think this guy's kind of looking alright now. So that's just... what's that? An hour? An hour work? He's alright to throw on the table. Contrast paints. We got one. Got one down. Should I put mud on there? Maybe I'll paint brown on the bottom there. Just so when we put the mud effects... Ooh, that does not look like brown. That looks like green. You shake your paints. Alright, well, that's kind of, yeah, that's some of the music from Ian. Tabletop RPG music. We can listen to some combat stuff they had prepared too. So we've got combat. Picking playlists is interesting. I'm trying to minimize the amount of playlists that I have, just so it's one less thing to manage during a game. Because, yeah, it's a fine line between DM and DJ sometimes. But it is nice to have the perfect score playing when you have that moment. At the very least, having different playlists for combat and exploration. I'm curious, like, what other playlists do you guys use as well? I think, what have I got here? I prepared for this live play in November, end of November. I have about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 playlists. I've got a general exploration one, a dark exploration one, so a little bit more evil, a little darker. If we switch it to a haunted forest, suspense, so like an anticipation something's about to happen. Plot, like some kind of plot reveal, and evil, so some kind of villain or something. So not a lot. I try to keep it to a minimum where I can. I know I've definitely fallen into the trap before of having too many playlists. I was like, oh, this is the perfect song for this thing. This one. And then I want to start the adventure with this song. Sometimes it's fantastic, especially when it queues up perfectly. A lot of time it's just like, you gotta like optimize what you have. Nyali G. Thanks for stopping by the way. I hope I'm saying that right. Nyalji. I have two main combat playlists, one for regular combat and one for boss fight. That's what I have too. Kudos to you. Then a bunch of ambient music, forest, wizard's towers, cave, tavern. Yeah, I think that's a good way to go, having it for different locales. Helps sets that environment. I'm curious, do you cull those playlists down so you just have the ones that you want to use visible to you during a session? Like for instance, alright, I'm going to be running this Wizard's Tower in a forest adventure. Do I just have a forest and a Wizard's Tower playlist queued up, or do you just have everything that you kind of pick and choose between? Yeah, just any kind of apps to manage that sound, music-y stuff. Alright, I'm gonna finish up this Grizzle guy, Mr. Grizzle. And then I'm gonna pull out the big monster here. Let's just throw in a little brown on this base. I'm gonna have to wait till that dries a bit. Well, I was gonna throw some basing material on that, so don't want to go too overboard here. All right, it's getting kind of creepy. It's not Halloween anymore, Seb. You can relax. I'm gonna get these people out of the way. I'm gonna pull out the big monster now. Alright, but he's looking alright. Let's switch the other one. Whoa, how close can we get here? Whoa. He's gonna be in shadow, that guy. And there he goes. Sorry. I was trying to show a close up on him. We'll put the base of material on him before the night's out, I think. Let's pull out this other guy. Still got the night is still young. Ooh boy, yeah, we got a big one here. Yalaji says, I would change the playlist if the setting required it, and bouncing in and out of combat playlists too, and keep the playlist on loop, shuffle loop. Yeah, shuffle loop's the way to go. You just use Spotify for that, just like the use the crossfade feature in there. That's quite nice. Keep those transitions seamless. I feel like music is one of those really important parts of a game to kind of help set the tone. What I'm gonna go with this guy. Oh, I feel like I want to base him in red and then build up some greens and stuff. Alright, I'm gonna use the all succubus red. Or I could use the contrast paint. That would give me good coverage. Pretty quick sticks. Probably want to avoid like the skull and talons. I don't know. Yeah, I could. Maybe I'll focus on the scales. You know what? I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna try something interesting. All right, I'm gonna hit the scales around him with some of this red contrast paint, and then layer green over the top of it, just like regular green. See how that goes. Might be a spectacular wreck. That's a good thing about paint. You can always try again. The music would suggest otherwise. Easy. Easy. Looks like blood. I'm gonna try and stick to the scales if I can. It's very, very rich. I wonder if people airbrush this. It's like a very rich ink. Almost feels like I'm just going on it, just like raw ink onto this guy. When we did it in person, I had the playlist on my tablet. But when we used Discord, I just used RhythmBot to play YouTube playlists I made. Interesting. Yeah, I've heard of Discord bots. I haven't really tried. Is that mostly just so everyone gets the synchronized source of the music? Because broadcasting directly through Discord can be tricky, especially with like how it compresses the audio signal. I've definitely done it before once and learnt just like don't do that, because it would just be like this horrible, just garbled mess. But yeah, haven't used RhythmBot, so maybe it does it in a particular way. I've definitely gone a bit too heavy here. It's starting to look a little bit too dark there. See if I could up the old exposure. Nope, set to auto. Nope. There we go. That's a bit nicer. This music's getting a little too real. I already miss Halloween. I'm one of those people who just like lives for Halloween all year. Why do I have to pick the smallest brush for this? Oh, it's no longer up and running anymore. I wonder if that's to do with like licensing issues or something. People are real sticklers for that kind of licensing stuff. Trying to decide, should I base this entire guy in the one color? No, I kind of want to avoid those scales and stuff, I think. Cease and desist. Yeah, sounds like some kind of licensing thing. And who suffers? The little guys. The little DMs trying to make immersive music for their players. There are alternatives for broadcasting audio though. One that I use quite frequently is Clean Feed. That's a good one. There is an app on Steam, I think, as well, called RPG Sounds as well. You can broadcast things with that as well, just like quite simply with like a link, just like, hey friend, click this link to get immersive audio sound. So there are alternatives. I have covered a couple on my channel, I think. I think the Clean Feed one I have covered. RPG Sounds just by a live stream review, but nothing specific. That's by Cast and Play. The guys who sculpt miniatures. Yeah, they have a sound app. It's not bad. It's not bad, but I do like that you can add your own sound files, custom sound files and everything. So you can broadcast local files pretty well. Actually, I might use that next time. The problem is the app is, because of a lot of the stuff that I have set up, it's all kind of fired off through the Stream Deck for all different types of visuals and sounds, so it's firing off macro commands, and you don't have any shortcut keys. At least I don't think you can. Maybe it's changed now. I haven't checked it for a while. I'm gonna change this music. It's making me super uneasy, but that's good. That's good. That's what we want. That's what we want for our players. We want them to be pooping their little pants. Let's change it up. There's a tavern one. This one loops really well. This is same guy, the tabletop RPG music maker. Now I'm mixing the two. Tabletop RPG music. Ian Fisher. This is his tavern music. This one loops infinitely. Oh, definitely. So yeah, with the a lot of my setup that I have is through, as I mentioned, the Stream Deck, the Elgato one here, and you can actually set up looping sounds, event sounds, all from like you can queue up multiple sounds, so like commands of like, all right, when I push this button, it fires off this Spotify playlist, and it fires off this ambient sound file that I have locally on the computer, and you can fire off multiple things at the same time. Yeah, it's all about kind of like just knowing how the levels of those, the audio levels, and how you want to like layer those in. But yeah, you can totally play as many ambiences and musics as you want. Definitely a really good piece of tech for that kind of thing. So it's designed for live streaming, but yeah, I use it as a really good macro keyboard. There is a free alternative. Like they have a phone version that you can try, which is basically the Stream Deck, but it's just on a touch device kind of thing. So the same buttons and everything. If you want to like try it out, I think they have like a subscription thing, but you can just like try it and then cancel it. There is another alternative called Touch Portal, which is basically the same thing. I don't think it was as good though. I think it's definitely not as streamlined as something like the Elgato Stream Deck stuff. So I think if you were curious in that type of thing, yeah, maybe try the app version, see if it's something that works for you. Because I know these keypads, these stream keypads, they can be quite pricey. So it's a bit of an investment. But I've definitely enjoyed having not my laptop behind the DM screen, just the keypad here behind the DM screen and no laptops, which has been fantastic. Just because I don't have that computer screen in the front of like the DM screen, so it's been really good. That's kind of why I've been enjoying it, just because it has a very minimal kind of footprint behind the DM screen. This is going to take a long time with this size brush. Maybe I should have grabbed the airbrush to kind of, well, then I wouldn't have the accuracy behind the scales and stuff. I don't know. Is it scales or feathers? Now I'm not sure. I want to say scales. Let's say this is some kind of lizardy, reptile, bird creature, skull jungle thing. Here we go. That's the description. I'm going to change the music. Now it's getting super loopy. Oh, because it's a 46-second track. I'm trying to think of what to do for the Christmas live play, because I'm trying to get some UK guests. So I'm thinking either some kind of mystery, what do you call it? Urban mystery, kind of D&D mystery. So maybe use some of the Waterdeep material or the Candlekeep mystery type materials, or just completely just take them aside, go like complete frozen Elsa, everything. I feel like the mystery thing's better though. Oh, London mysteries. What can I do for you? When I DM'd in person, I only used the tablet for some stuff, but when I was playing in front of my PC, whenever we did it online, the mixer sounds handy, though, for both in person and online. Definitely, yeah, it's not a mixer per se. It's more of a macro keyboard kind of thing. But yeah, you can control the well. I think you have to pre-program what the audio levels are going to be, but yeah, I think what do they call it? They just call it a Stream Deck. So I think it's more of a macro keyboard. Oh man, it's hard to get some of the finesse in some of these corners. It's a big monster though, Seb. Oh, I must be tired. What time is it? Holy crap, it's late. I've got work tomorrow. I'm gonna finish this leg. This was a lot of fun though. Get some paint on these miniatures. I haven't even drank all my scotch yet. Oh, that was a big gulp. This is actually a good chance to test out this music. See if it doesn't sound too loopy. It's not too bad. Maybe it was a little bit, but probably does a good job of... Probably whilst the game is going, you probably wouldn't notice it as much. Okay. Got some of these... It looks like it's wearing pants. Oh yeah, I should definitely finish up. Alright, I'm gonna finish up this tail. So we're gonna have late November. I'm thinking November 30th. That's just kind of penciled in at the moment. Nothing 200% confirmed, but that should be when the next live play happens on the channel. So we'll be going into a foresty type of monster hunt location. Is this going to be the monster in adventure? I don't know. I haven't decided on that part yet. I think I had a plot hook planned. Oh boy, Seb, you gotta get your stuff. You gotta get your stuff together, mate. There's yeah, we gotta work this stuff out. Go classic orchestra right now as we're kind of getting to the end of the stream. It's been fantastic having everybody just pop in, say hi, talk a little bit about Atmoseeker, painting some miniatures. What are the future plans for Atmoseeker? Old Seb painting in his garage after a long day of doing dad stuff. It's been well, it's been a real slice, to be honest. I'm gonna have to finish these guys. I hate, you know, that's one of the best things. Like, you get a little bit of paint on them, and then it's like, you gotta finish these guys now. You can't leave them half painted. You gotta finish them. Anyway, well, I just want to thank everyone who's been stopping by to the stream, saying hi. And yes, there is a December session coming. I'm the general plan, the Atmoseeker plan, is that we are going to, God willing, we're going to have a live play every month. At the end of every month, in the lead up, I'm going to be painting miniatures, talking about sound effects and lighting and everything on the lead up. So filming any kind of like video elements and everything on the way there. That's kind of the general direction of the channel at the moment. Just because I love playing the games, and what better way to kind of use a lot of the terrain and techniques that we kind of been preaching on the channel with some of these live plays. So yes, we've got the November one that's going to be coming out. Some announcements coming near then, and then probably in maybe a week or so, once we lock something more down, and then a December live play probably towards the end of December. And I am talking to some guests for January as well. So we're going to have them keep coming. New creators, new guests from everything. I'm going to try and keep it as variety as possible. Kind of like my friend Colin from the Crazy Crafty. Check out his channel. He has a lot of fantastic guests on him. So I might try and steal some of his guests. Get some people live playing, role playing, adventuring. And so until next time, we should maybe hear some more information about that. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel to see if you don't to see when those announcements drops, which should be pretty exciting, as we're going to have some more kind of foresty type of terrain and stuff in the lead up to that. So thanks for stopping by, and until next time, let's create and inspire. Catch you then.